Hi all and welcome to part 4. Before we go into part 4, which is November till the end of the year, pretty much, we've got some intel that we needed to put out. And first thing I'm going to discount is the latest clownery out of the alt media is that NESARA is happening in January or February this year. That'll be a no. Not happening, like ever. And neither is the San Germain Trust that generally follows, because neither of those funds existed in the trust. I've seen them all, and they're not there. Right, intel. Clowns on New Year's Eve and into New Year's Day used all kinds of resources to hack into the quantum system and failed again. Then they tried to pull off a fake RV, which had no payouts as there's no funds. So Kim reversed it all out, and then this. All the money borrowed by the Order of the Black Sun and the Rothschilds on behalf of the militaries, the agencies, the UN, the World Bank, the IMF, the Federal Reserve, the central banks worldwide for the last 500 years that the trust bought and paid for was called in. All bonds, treasuries, central bank bonds and the likes that the trust funded against, including the bonds against the birth certificates, were also called in on New Year's Eve. Now the debtor, which is the banks, the agencies, military, central banks, etc., need to pay up, or they need to get the Black Sun or the Rothschilds to pay on their behalf. They have until Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to figure it out. If they don't pay, then there is the issue that the military or agency or central banks will be paid out of that particular country's government fund which exists in the trust, such as the Republic of the United States Fund. The fund will pay off the debt, but that will return the ownership of the said military, the agencies or the central banks to its respective government. In other words, those entities will be nationalised, no longer private entities. If a private bank such as the JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Deutsche Bank or Bank of America, those organisations and their notes will be paid by the American People's National Debt Relief Fund. Should that take place, the American people will own all of those banks, all the bank stocks, and all of it will be filed properly with the SEC. In the case of Deutsche Bank Germany, that will come out of the German People's Funds. In the case of the Sberbank Bank, the Russian People's Funds, HSBC, Hong Kong, the China People's Funds, and so on. But those banks will be owned by the peoples of the respective countries. We can then renegotiate all lending terms with all banks that are owned by the people, including who runs it. Essentially, it turns those banks into a cooperative bank and all the people have the shares in it. Bye-bye greedy CEOs and management. The total amount of debt being called in worldwide is about $16.8 quadrillion. So the message from Kim is, pay up, Black Sun Empire or Rothschilds. Congratulations on your reverse RV. The only way to win the game is to not play. And we are playing our own game of chess. Your move. The Trust would like to wish them all a very happy New Year.